Alright, so now they saying Big U, basically Luce Cannon put Big U and him on the scene of PNB Rock. Crazy, right?
Roscoe's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Roscoe.
yeah. So I felt it was like super messed up because at the end of the day, it was me and Big Useless in there when
Let's just hear.
it
Let's just
happened.
continue
Click
here.
like. The clip you're about to hear of Luce Cannon putting himself directly at the scene of PNB Rock's tragic demise is insane. Maybe he was lying for clout. Get in the comments. Before we get to the clip, this is what happened.
So when it happened, I wish I could have just told him like, bro, just give up the jury and we get it back to you later. But it just happened
Why is she on here talking about this?
so fast, and he wasn't cooperating, and that's when they took it off of him by force. You get what I'm saying?
What do you say to a person who won't give up their jury when something like that's happening?
No, give it up and then check in with the real people. So we're gonna find a jury and we're gonna get it because
We gonna find the jury and we gonna get. What you mean by we?
know all the pawn shops. We know all the people that's gonna melt it down and everything like that. So as soon as it comes on their table, we got it. We okay, get it, go in that back.
He using we too freely. We. You need to go to France or something.
I'm gonna make that phone call, put them
What's
on the
up?
phone. That's how it works.
Welcome back, everyone. It's been 2 years since the murder of rap star PNB Rock in broad daylight. He was from Germantown, you may recall. He was shot and killed while eating lunch at a restaurant in Los Angeles. And now there's new exclusive video coming out that sheds light on what really happened that day. The news magazine True Crime News is devoting a special edition tonight to the never-before-seen videos. The host of the True Crime News, Anna Garcia, joins us live here right now at CBS News Philadelphia. So, Anna, tell us about this video, this surveillance video.
So it's got two components to it. One is the actual shooting, the murder. And what that video very clearly shows is that PNB Rock, Rakim Allen, never stood a chance because the shooter came in, put the gun up, asked for the jewels, and within seconds he was already shot. So the opportunity to hand over the $500,000 in jewelry wasn't even there. And PNB Rock was carrying a gun. He had it in the back of his waistband, but didn't even have enough time. The man is shot, and then the shooter, you can see him grabbing the jewelry off of him, also points the gun to the girlfriend who's having lunch with him, takes some of her jewelry, but she is not shot.
Now let's talk about the girlfriend, because at first, wasn't there kind of like an implication that maybe she was involved in?
Yeah, man. When shit happen like this, everybody turn investigator. He was with his girl, and they just throw it out there. I don't think she had nothing to do with it, though.
Some way on this?
The implication was she had posted a picture from Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles where this happened.
So the location, she's saying where we are.
Where we are, and
yeah.
she posts a picture of the food, the chicken and the waffles, not of them, not that she's with him.
Okay.
And then the shooting happens. But what we didn't know now that we do, what we didn't know then that we know now is that that photo had nothing to do with the murder of PM.
No, it didn't. Like, they can be at any LA Chicken and Waffles. Roscoe's. Like, come on now. For sure.
B Rock. The setup had started the minute he walked into the restaurant. He's wearing $500,000 in jewelry. There's someone there who spots him, does a fist bump. We see this on the video. He contacts someone else, a father and son team.
Okay.
And the food was delayed by almost 40 minutes. But it was just slow that day in the restaurant. So keep that in mind. She didn't get to post that video, that photo till much later. And it was those two that were responsible for the death of PNB. And the whole setup was just to steal all his jewelry.
Wow. Well, you've been following crime stories for years. I mean, this was your beat as a general assignment reporter. I mean, the show's now 2 months on the air.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of response are you getting from folks?
Wonderful. We're here in Philadelphia talking about this incredible case. We need to set the record straight. She blamed herself. The girlfriend blamed herself for this murder, that it was all her fault. It wasn't her fault. We need to make sure that everyone knows that, because social media and other celebrities jumped all over her, blaming her. So it's important to have that discussion, to tell the entire story of a crime.
As opposed to news nuggets.
Yes.
This is what I always tell people. You don't know the full story until you know the full story.
Exactly. And today we can tell you the full story. It's the entire half-hour episode on tonight, here on your station.
This is a great focus, and I mean, I know the folks here in Philadelphia, because of the connection with Germantown, people are going to be very interested.
They should be. I think it will be very revealing about what happened. He never stood a chance, and then the agony that she goes through in the interrogation room, she couldn't go to the hospital with him.
Wow.
When you see her fear and her agony as you know, the world is just blaming her for something, and she starts blaming herself, and it wasn't her fault.
Well, we look forward to watching this. Thanks so much for joining us. And again, you can watch True Crime News tonight and every night on our sister station, Philly 57 at 9 p.m.
This PNB is slow.
Yeah.
They delayed your food by 40 minutes. They was lining your up.
He wasn't thinking about
Never before
that.
footage reported showed that PNB Rock was set up by a restaurant employee and his food was delayed by 40 minutes. He was supposed to got out of there.
Bro, you want to play that clip? Hold up. I'm gonna grab
You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. What is these niggas? But I told you what he told me. God got me.
God had him too.
He told you God got him? What?
Nigga, we was in New Mexico at a show out there. Blueface was headlining. And he comes to the back in the holding room. Jerry down, they got about $1 million on him, right?
Oh my God.
I say, nephew, who you here with? He said, Whack, I'm by myself. By yourself? I said, oh no. Pitbull was with me. I say, Pitbull, get on this. Whack. I said, nah, something happened to you, they gonna blame me. Off the rip. New Mexico ain't no different than Arizona and Vegas. Bunch of from all type of LA sets on the run. Body hunters out there, all kind of out there. I said, Pitbull, stay on that man all night, man. I put Pitbull on him. And he told me, he said, God got me. And it wasn't about 3-4 weeks later after that he got, and he been out here like 6-7 years, so he know what's happening. Nigga looked at me and said, God got me. Oh no.
Yeah, they said they had a gun on him and everything.
Nigga robbed you.
He
Nigga robbed that nigga
fast.
when we was there. They gonna swear Whack did it.
Well, Unc, he wasn't
Yeah,
lying.
if you
God
was
got
there,
him.
hell yeah.
Yeah. Geechee, that's all I got good with Geechee. Geechee walked in the no jumper. I just got up from, that's the day I took Reek down there, I think. And I was in the alley. This is when he was at the old spot, that old murder alley they had. And I'm sitting there on the phone. I see a carload jump up, working their way through the back door. I stopped them right there, homie. Where you from? Where you from? Who you here for? We here with Geechee. Is that right? Yo, call Geechee out here. Geechee come out. Whack, what up? You know these? Yeah. I said, yo, bro, is this all everybody you got here? Yeah, well, nigga, I'm finna leave. Cause if something happened to you, he said, Whack, they gonna blame you for sure. You know what I'm saying? For sure. They gonna blame you. For sure. What happened? What? Who was there? Oh, yeah. So I'm finna get on up out of here, but you got cars pulling up? Nah. But yeah, he told me that. And he looked at me and said, God got me. You know you ready.
Yeah, it's at the top, right?
Yep. All right. A nigga said, let's hear this.
2 years after a rap artist was gunned down outside a popular restaurant in South LA, the men convicted of murder and robbery today learned how much time they'll be spending behind bars.
The rapper killed outside of Orozco's Chicken and Waffle restaurant, and Eyewitness News reporter Sid Garcia is live at the Compton courthouse where the victim's family members spoke out at the sentencing. Sid.
As you mentioned, it was 2 years ago this month, and the man regarded as the mastermind behind the murder and robbery, he is now headed to state prison.
I got
what you need me back wasn't hollow.
Rakim Allen, known professionally as rapper PNB Rock, was a Philadelphia-based rapper who walked into a South Los Angeles Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles restaurant with his girlfriend 2 years ago this month. According to court testimony, PNB Rock was wearing a few $100,000 worth of jewelry at the time. The jury found that Freddie Trone ordered his then 17-year-old son to go in and rob Allen. The teen was armed with a gun. The rapper was shot and killed and his jewelry stolen. This is Freddie Trone in court earlier today when he heard Rakim's mother and aunt give their victim impact statements. The court did not allow the camera to show their faces. The first to speak to Trone was Rakim's mother.
Rakim was a shining light in our family. He was a star to us. He was our Michael Jackson, and we are devastated. We are trying to live with this, but it's very hard. It's very hard. We can't, it's hard.
That is manipulation of the evidence that was presented to them.
Trone's attorney asked for a new trial in this case. Judge Connie Quinones denied that motion. Trone was sentenced to 31 years and 4 months to life in state prison. The second person to speak was the late rapper's aunt.
He worked very hard for everything he achieved, always trying to provide for his mom and his 4 brothers to create a better future. But in an instant, his life was stolen, leaving a void that will never be filled.
Another defendant, Tremont Jones, was sentenced to 12 years for his part in the robbery that day. Rakim's mother and aunt also told Jones that he and Trone had caused them a lot of pain. And Trone's son